Hey everyone, Diane here from Decoeasy. Welcome to our channel. It's a channel of me and my mother-in-law Jenny. Thank you for stopping by and we hope that you enjoyed today's video. Today we're going to craft something all-day decor new with our Jenga blocks. For the ones who don't know, these are the new type of Jenga blocks that Jenny and I use. They're smaller and they also contain 6 pieces less compared to the previous ones. They had 60 pieces and were a lot bigger. Comparable, this is the new block, but this was the size of the old block. So with the new ones, it's easier to build small figurines and so on, more organic shapes. This one costs €3 and we buy them online. And I want to make some sort of razor tray today. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, so what we need first, Jenga blocks. You also need a round object. I use a small plate. And you can make the bottom of the tray out of cardboard. Here I have an old milk carton. And but you can also use other types of wood if you have that. I'm going to lay the plate upon it, draw a circle, and then I'm going to cut that out. You can use scissors, but I prefer using a knife for that because then I think I have a sharper cut than when I use scissors. But that's optional, up to you. I have the knife and I also have a marker. Please make sure that you're drawing the circle upon the downside of the cardboard. So I'm using the brown side upwards because that is the type of color that comes most near the color of the blocks. Okay, that's it. Now, of course, don't forget to wash that or clean the plate because there is ink. And I'm going to cut this out right now. Okay, as I showed, now we have a circle. And I still need to make some clean cuts on the edges here and there because we want those edges as smooth as possible. So I'm just taking my knife alongside and yeah, well, not everything will be smooth, but I'll do my best. I think this is agreeable. Okay, this one here. Put the knife away. And take back your wood glue because that is the next thing that we're going to use. Beside wood glue, we also need these because I want to place them. You can place them up or alongside, and I'm going to figure out how I can put them in the best, like this or like that. I still don't know. We'll see. I think if you want to have a stronger connection, this is the best way. But I think that's a little bit harder to arrange. So I'm just going to place all these blocks in this shape. But if you prefer, if you like that more, you can also place them down flat. But that is, I think, not so beautiful because then you have to let them connect. And I think it's good that you place one level extra upon it. But really, that is up to you, whatever you prefer. I think this looks cuter. So I'm going to continue and place everything upon that circle. Twice I noticed that when I look on the outer line, and then place the blocks in that exact line, let them connect here on these angles, and then let this angle connect to the outer part of the circle. Then you can get the best shape, the neatest and the cleanest shape, because it just started here and then continuing here with my new method. And I think that works much better than what I started with. But that's up to you. It also looks like a cake actually now. Just going to continue until we're all around the corner or around the circle actually. Okay, almost around. And do we get enough blocks to fill up the complete circle? Well, I still want to rearrange this part a little bit, so I'm taking out a few, which I want to do again. And then we'll see how many blocks we need for this DIY. But it really depends on how big your circle is, of course, and what kind of size of blocks that you're using. Okay, a few more to go. Of course, now the shaky hands come in. I think we're just get a little bit of space left. Yeah, well, nothing to do about it then. I think this looks cool. I'm going to put away any leftovers of the blocks, put them apart so that I know that I need to use these. Now you can do multiple things, but I think the easiest way to start applying this or assembling this is just open up your wood glue. Oh, I think it's stuck. Might have to clean this. First we're going to give it a try. This glue, by the way, comes also from the Action. Oh, it still works, but a tiny little bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to clean it up first. Just use scissors, a knife, or a needle if necessary. And then my idea was to glue all around here, wait for a couple of minutes, and then just flip them, and they're into the right place. And then you have to let that dry. I think about half an hour or an hour is enough, depending on the temperature of your room and the humidity inside. Okay, I waited a couple of minutes and think it's time to flip them upside down. Pick them up here, turn them over, and let them rest into the right position. And that's the handy thing about the glue. You can still move around a little bit. We're back. Everything is dry and it's really a solid DIY now. I think we're going to give this a paint job. Luckily you can't see any glue anymore. I want to maintain the wood colors, so for the blocks I'm going to use beeswax. But first I want the bottom to be covered up, and therefore I'll be using blackboard paint. So let me open it up. Grab a brush, and then we can start painting this, and after that is done we will paint the blocks. As I'm thinking now, maybe it's a good idea to build a small razor from other blocks so we can get better with our paint at the bottom of the DIY. Just grab some blocks, put it upon, and then you can easily, or maybe we need to make it higher. Maybe this is easier. Yeah, it's still solid, but now you can work a little bit easier around the shape here. Really worked out. Nice idea, but I think you can better use something more stable like this. I have some coasters here. I think I'm going to use these. Yeah, they're not so smooth as wood. Okay, beeswax time. You grab your beeswax. This is almost dry, but we start with the outer part. I have a plastic bag here with several brushes. They're all beeswax brushes, and I try to keep them apart because you can just so easily reuse them. Here you have an old beeswax brush. I personally like to use the lid. Now first it is hard, but once you push a little bit more, it gets softer and more flexible, and then you can just use it for painting again, or staining actually. So I'm continuing on doing this. Maybe now see this one's a little bit too big. I think we can better take a little bit smaller one. Okay, this one is smaller and we're good to go. How I stain, just dab it into the beeswax, and then you always have too much wax. Let's create a little bit more space by removing everything to this side. And therefore I like to dab it off here. Now, where should we start? I think I start on the outer part. Just stain, rubbing a little bit. And if necessary, you can always fill in the later the spaces in between with a smaller brush. I also have a smaller one. And look what a difference you get there. Also a little bit too much wax. So I'll try to brush the excess wax off. And try to paint or stain in the length of the wood. So not this side, but this side or that side. That works perfectly well. And I'm going to continue until everything has been stained. So I have my smaller brush at the ready to get here in between the blocks of wood that still need to get some more stain. Just go here, as you can see, in between. Don't press hard. And then you can fill up the spaces that were here and there visible. And you stain that too. That really finishes off your DIY and make it look more high-end. Now, I could have also stained before I started gluing, but I tried not to because this beeswax, this greasy stuff, really kills the working of the glue. The glue won't stick anymore to a surface where it has been, that has been stained with these wax. So I try to avoid that much as possible. Yeah, it is a little bit more harder work, but on the other hand, now I really know that everything has a solid base. And I also let that glue dry in very, very well before I continued doing the paint and the stain. So that's something I wanted to tell you before you want to remake something like this, or that you're going to stain or glue your blocks. Okay, almost there, I think. Here's a big gap. Therefore, we need a little bit more wax. Now stick it in between, up and down, and there we are. Move a little bit to the center. Yeah, I think I'm also going to do the top as well. So just like that. Or better, do it like this. Because then you try to avoid a really big clutch here of stain, because that assembles on the outer part, not on the inside part. Because I think about painting the inside part black as well. Just like that, until everything is around. But before we go into paint, we want to make sure that the wax is dry. Otherwise the paint won't stick and won't dry well, and then you're going to see smudgy paint job. That is really not what we want to achieve here. Okay, I finished this off. Make sure everything has been covered up. And then we can start painting the inside. Okay, let's paint the inside of the DIY. Do not start on the top, but start on the bottom. So you avoid building up a thick layer of paint here at this edge, because you smudge it out towards the top. Now I think this is a really cool look for our blocks. It is something else than when you paint everything in the same color of a block. So I tried to experiment with this, and I think it's going to turn out wonderful. I think this looks wonderful. Okay, I'll let dry everything really well, because I noticed that the beeswax wasn't as dry as I thought it was. So let it rest, and I think certainly for about an hour or 3. Then we know certainly that the stain is dry. Okay, everything is dry here, really well secured. Time to make the bottom of this razor, and I'd like to do that with beads. I have small wooden beads that I got from Action, and this is how they look. And the idea is to glue them here with the hole underneath. And yeah, let me see, how far do I want to have them outwards? I think so that something like that. So I'm going to grab my glue gun, just pour some glue, not on the outer part. So don't do it that you see it here. Just make it U shape. And then put the other one over there. That's it. And then everything's going to look like this, but then all the way around. And after that is done, I'm going to also beeswax this. It stands. Looks super cute, but there are some spider webs because I started with a really big piece of glue upon the glue gun. Just going to rub like together, and then you get one big chunk of glue that you can easily remove. Yeah, this is very annoying. I didn't start right. I had to remove that clump before starting to glue. Okay, it was only on the beginning. Halfway gone, it was, halfway through it was gone. Here's a little bit. Here's a small one. I think that's it. Okay, we'll throw that away. Let's grab our beeswax again and take this apart. The glue gun is ready to go. Here is the beeswax. And here is the beeswax brush, or the bag with brushes. Grab yourself a small one, not the smallest one. Okay, now let's dab it over and over again to make it once running smooth again. And then the hard pieces dissolve, and suddenly you are able to move the whole brush again. I'm going to turn this over, and then I'm going to beeswax the outside of the beads. Okay, almost done with the tray. I only want to do some last decorating, and therefore I have these cute tiny branches that I want to use. I think these parts are the ugliest, so try to move that backwards and make some sort of nest idea around. Maybe this will also work if we put it underneath the other branch. Look, now you can get a perfect nice circle without seeing those ugly ends and beginnings. Then we have some Easter items. Look at these two cute bunnies that we have here. They're made out of plastic, and I think they're doing great here inside of the nest in the happy greenery. Maybe have to press a little bit here and there, because I thought it would fit, but it's a little bit bigger than I expected them to be. Look, now they are happy together. Let's move this one a little bit more down so you can see its face. For the rest, it looks nice. Then I have some more parts of green that I can stick in between for that extra summer effect, for summer spring effect. You know, the fresh looking green, new life. especially cover up this area here because there isn't that much green over there. Tuck these buddies in, and you can do this your own way. Nope. Just like that. Not too much too high on the front, because then you can't see their faces anymore. That's not what we want. And on the back it can be higher, because here you also have a gap that you want to fill up. So put some extra over there. Maybe here a little bit. Let me take a look from the front. Oh yeah, here needs to be some more. You see from the front it looks completely different than how it looks from the back. Okay, here maybe some more. Make the front part a little bit low coverage, and then here. Now you have a really nice tiny centerpiece for the spring season. And here's today's final reveal of the DIY. I just added a little bit of raffia hay, whatever you want to call it, so it gets a little bit more in the spring vibe. And I hope that you like what you see today. Let us know in the comment section what you think. And personally, I really love that edge here underneath. I hope you like it. Well, that was it for today. Thank you for watching. We hope you had fun, and we hope to see you back again next time. Bye everyone!